So we've decided that new construction is a great fit for you. Well, what's new construction? There's condos, and you've seen a lot of those. You've got a bunch of those in Vineyard. You've got some in on the west side of Payson. You've got some in the south down in Santa Quin. You've got some in Spanish Fork. So usually there's the three stories, and so with the new construction, you're going to step in and they're going to say the first thing you're going to run into is that they've got some great deals and great incentives. And so your bigger builders are going to buy down the interest rate. So that interest rate could be 4%, 4.5%, 5%. And a lot of it depends on, how fast you're going to close and those types of things. So like right now, Edge Homes, and they have some great condos, usually like 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,270 square feet, kind of a thing. Laundry in the condo. They've got some things right now. So like if you bought right now, and so we're in just before Thanksgiving. If you bought before Thanksgiving and could close before Christmas, you could they'll give you up to $10,000 as an incentive for closing costs and things like that to buy with them. If you can close before the middle of January, they'll give you $9,000 in an incentive package. And again, if it's February, then it comes down a little bit further. So they have incentives. And a lot of the builders do that right now. So whether that's interest rates, whether that's, instead of a Formica countertop, they'll give you a solid surface countertop. Whether they'll upgrade the LVP flooring from maybe linoleum to the LVP plank. So you've got some things like that. So as we walk in to new construction, and we're going to go to those condos. So usually those condos have the 3 stories, right? So your top floor is going to be the most expensive because that top floor has the vaulted ceilings usually. And so that's going to be the most expensive because it's going to be more open, more spacious, same square footage, but it's just going to feel bigger. So they charge a little bit more. So you go top floor, bottom floor, middle floor. The middle is the area that's the least expensive because you're in between. So those are kind of something that you look at. Condos typically have parking spots, and they usually have one covered and then one not. And so there's no garage, but there's covered, right? Sometimes there are condos that have garages. They're still called condos. I don't quite understand the whole condo townhome where it gets muddied in there a little bit. But so Edge, and that's why I know that, Edge Homes has some condos that have garages. So anyway, we'll just go there. So then you have townhomes. Townhomes typically are going to sit in a row of 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, however long, and you're going to have, like the garage doors will be side by side, and so you'll have everything spread out, but your townhome's going to have a garage, and then you're going to have the house. Typically, your townhouses are a little bigger in size, so more 1,500 square feet. And they usually have things, depending on the builder, you've got maybe have like a partial basement or a partial unfinished basement section, that you could finish out and make another bathroom and a family room or something in the basement. Usually, again, they're a little bit bigger. So you usually have 3 to 4 bedrooms, and they're usually upstairs, and your laundry room's upstairs, and then you have your main level living area with, the kitchen and the family room and stuff on the main floor. And then you have your single family homes, and single family homes are an interesting bunch because when you're looking at new construction, some of your single family homes, if you look, and some of them just on the west side of the freeway as you're going through Santa Quin on the south end of Santa Quin, you'll look and you know, you can literally stand between the houses and touch the two houses. And, you know, they're separate units, but they really do look like somebody just took a townhome and cut it and separated it by a couple of feet and called them individual homes. You've got those, you've got others that build out and do full homes, you know, in a subdivision. Uh, and again, those are all, and the way these all go is that's kind of how your pricing goes too. Your condos are going to be your least expensive, and they could be, you know, the 280 to 400,000 range. Then your townhomes are next, and they're going to be usually that 350 to 450 range. And then you're going to have your single family homes. Your single family homes in the new construction really does vary because a lot of it's tied into your lot, where you're at, and some of those types of things. Because every city, their their hookup fees and stuff are different, so the builder has different costs associated with it. And then you have the top end is you have some custom homes, and you have custom builders, and those builders are going to do, you know, they're going to do one house, or they'll have a couple houses going on. They're not going to do a whole row of townhomes all at the same time. They're going to do one home, and so, but those homes are usually a lot bigger, you know, 4, 6, 7,000 square foot, and they're on bigger lots, and those types of things. And when you get down to the south end of Utah County, you'll see that there's some of those new construction ones out on 5 acres, and so you have, you know, a really nice feel to them. There's one out here toward West Mountain that's just beautiful. You know, built the house, and it's got the white vinyl fence out front of it, you know, that they'll put the horses and stuff out in. Just a beautifully well done, you know, Carson Builders is out there. There's some others that are out there with the new construction. So again, if we're going price wise, remember, you're going to go condo, you're going to go townhome, single family home, and then you're going to go custom build home. So those are all there, and those are all available here in the south end of Utah County. But again, why new house versus an old? Well, I think the nicest thing is you step in and really everything is brand new appliances, brand new flooring, brand new paint, brand new carpet. Everything is just nice. The design, they do a fantastic job in new construction, just kind of design elements. So the colors all match. The colors do things. I am not a design expert. And so when you walk into some of these and they have like 3 colored cabinets, you know, the base cabinets up against the wall are one, the island is a second, and the uppers are a third color, but they all go together, and they all match with the handles that are on and the drawer pulls that are there. So it just makes it all come together. That is a talent beyond all talents. And to me, that's one of those things that really stand in a new construction. So new construction, again, they have a lot of times have lower interest rates. You get upgrades. They have incentives by using their lender. You can use those incentives to help buy down interest rates or do different things, upgrades or whatever you want to do. A lot of times you have the design center that you can go to that, you know, if you really don't like, I had a guy that we were looking at a house, and they had one of those like starburst lights, kind of like this with the little lights on the end. And he was like, I hate those things. And so, you know, we talked to the builder. It's like, yes, we can not do that. And we can do more of a standard, really square structured light, you know, or a standard chandelier or something like that instead of that star light. Anyway, there's a lot of great things with new construction, but as you go through that new construction and look at it, be careful, because when you walk into that model home, to go in and start looking. That agent that's going to help you, no matter how nice they are, they work for the builder. So if there's ever an issue, they're going to side with the builder. The 43-page contract that the builder is going to have you go through and sign in order to get this thing started, or by the one that's already sitting there. A lot of times those have clauses and phrases in there that, may, I don't want to say they're scary, but you need to be aware of them so that way you can kind of keep track. Some back when the construction was just going haywire here about 5 or 6 years ago, there were a lot of the contractors that would put pricing upgrades in there to where if it took too long to build the house and 2x4s went up in cost, then they would charge you an additional upgrade fee because concrete went up, or 2x4s went up, or sheetrock went up, or paint went up. So I don't see that too much today, because the builders have really kind of been able to dial in and really get a good grasp of the building process and timelines today. But if all of a sudden interest rates go down even more and we get this explosion of people wanting new construction, we may be back in that same boat. So there's just lots of things to look for, and it really does do you well to have an expert in the new construction, in contracts on the new construction, that can help walk you through, help represent you, can help show you how to get into that new house and the new construction so that you're confident and you've got a great new house for a long time.